You good? All right. Well, we going into the show. The mics is hot. The mics is hot.
Word.
People. You know what I mean? So, okay. Welcome to another Big Chuck podcast. I'm stuttering because I'm kind of dumbfounded with my nephew. I was gonna go a whole different way, talking about some relationship shit. You know what I mean? But he made me look up Reverend Marvin. What's his name? Marvin Sapp. Marvin Sapp, man. If you got, we gonna go around the thing. If you got time, look up Marvin Sapp. This motherfucker. Marvin Sapp asked for 40,000. Look that up, you know what I mean? And while you looking it up, I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves. Y'all know me, the host, Big Chuck, the landlord.
Rondo Rampage, man. You already know.
Big Kenny.
Erica of Team Torsilla, LLC.
That nigga said Big Kenny. You got to keep that one, boy. Big Kenny. You know what I mean? But yeah, but I was trying to tell him to link up with you because he was, he was talking about getting a car. I was like, you know, Erica, to be on the show, got cars and houses and all. But that's something else. I'm always trying to connect, but my mind went because, hold on, I'm going to give a plug to the, damn, we put it up. But it's new wine that they had me try from the liquor store next week. You know what I mean? I'm going to get a couple bottles, you know what I mean, had them sponsor it, and then I'm going to hold it up for you. But if you like XXL, man, it's the same 17%, but it's way smoother. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely way smoother. We just taste the peach, and it's good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we taste the peach, no Diddy, because I don't want no gay nigga like, you can taste my peach, nigga. I fights, nigga. I fights that shit. No don't way. Come at me with no bullshit. You know what I mean? You know how it be. But Marvin Sapp, man. Oh, man. I'm just going to start it, and I'm going to pass the mic to the only, well, it's another woman in here, but she off camera. So the only woman that's on camera and the mic, Marvin Sapp, man. Oh, man. When you look at this, my thing. I think he should be locked up by the feds for extortion. Because if I go to church, now, I'm in church. I got $5 at the most to put in the motherfucking collection plate. At the most. Nigga. And then if it come around 4 times, I'm giving $, and then 2. Listen what I'm telling you, man. I got $5 at the most. I don't give a fuck how many times y'all pass it around. I ain't going over 5. You know what I mean? Marvin Sapp passed around the motherfucking collection plate and looked at that bitch and got mad. Nigga like, ho, this collection plate ain't right. Yeah. I see 1,000 of y'all out there.
Lock the door.
I see 1,000 motherfuckers online.
Lock the door.
And I got 100 motherfuckers on stage.
I said lock the goddamn door.
That adds up to 40,000.
Lock.
Now y'all tell me how. Then say what he said. Then he said, matter of fact,
lock the door.
Nigga, I'm not playing. Lock the door.
I heard him say, close the door.
Shit, that's a song.
Close the door.
And
so I'm unpopular opinion because even though I do feel like he took it too far by even suggesting to keep people captive until he reached the goal, I didn't see nobody armed. How we know the doors was locked?
Reckless endangerment?
We talking about hostage. I feel like when you get into talking about hostage, we really got to look at all the other factors. Nobody told them with no, firearms you can't leave. He told the ushers to close the door.
No, he said lock the door.
No. She right.
He said close the door.
He said close the door. When he said it again, he said lock the door.
Okay, see, I missed a lot.
He came back with a lot.
Nigga, I'm not playing lock the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they was laughing and chuckling when he said close the door, ushers. I'm going to have my ushers close the doors.
Okay.
They was laughing a little bit.
Okay.
Then he talking for a little bit, and he said, I'm serious. Lock the doors. That nigga said lock the doors.
But okay, listen. I'm looking around here and y'all all look like colored people to me. You ever been to church?
Yeah.
You ever been in?
I've been there. I visited once or twice.
You ever gonna sit in the church and hear the pastor talk about close the door or lock it and you still sitting in your seat? No. Are you kidding me?
Depends on what yeah, I was
You
gonna say,
might not know that he's dead serious though.
So at what point do you get up and exit left to find out, can I leave up out of here or not? Because you gonna sit there and just wait it out? Like, you waiting it out? Why?
I'm gonna wait it out because I ain't scared of Reverend Marvin Sapp. You know what I mean?
Do if I don't give you this $20?
Erica, you've been around me I got a criminal mind, folks. I got a criminal.
You ready to duke it out?
No, hold on. Listen to my plight. He robs me for $100 because he said if I'm on stage I got to pay $100, right?
Yeah.
So I'm watching 40,000 in here and the doors is locked. I'm getting my 40 back. You can't tell on me when you lock me in. You can't call the police. I was robbed for 40,000. I just robbed people for. I got a criminal mind. Please lock me in, Mark.
All right.
I need that.
Now he gonna flip it.
Peep game. All I'm saying is, look. Fair East Side. Fair East.
What that got to do with Mom and Sack?
Listen, goddamn, there wasn't no chains on there, was it?
We don't know. We just heard him say lock the door.
It only showed him.
He might be. Look, he might have the nation.
I don't even know if it was really. I don't even know if it was really 1,000 people in there. Because we only seen him and a little bit of people in the crowd in front of him.
All right, so look, all I'm saying is, look, did he get the 40,000?
I don't know. I ain't even look into it.
If somebody watching this is in Marvin Sapp's congregation, please let me know if he gave y'all the 40,000, or if y'all still there because y'all ain't give up the 40,000.
But remember, it wasn't even his congregation. He was a visitor at a church.
Oh no, you didn't say that.
That wasn't even his church. I didn't know.
So he comes.
I didn't know that he even said the people on the stage got to give 100.
He said it cost.
I seen the first little bit.
To sit up
I
here.
laughed my ass off, and I didn't even watch the rest of the
Won't he
video.
do it? Won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
That man said, "I need to see 1,000 of y'all moving."
Damn.
1,000 of y'all moving.
All jokes aside, though, I mean, I'm gonna say this to you. I mean, you got to say this about the brother, man. He was saying that the lights cost. He was saying that look, it costs to put heat up in here. It's cold outside. You know, if you need something, you come to the altar. You ask for prayer. So I mean, pay that man.
Listen,
pay that man.
The commenter that did the reaction video to it probably had a real good little angle going. It was abuse. But y'all don't want to say that. It was spiritual abuse.
In what way, though?
Because you making people... The man said it's an easy blessing. Or, excuse me. No. He said giving or tithing is a blessing or worship.
That's biblical, though.
But does it say if you don't have it that you aren't a part of worship? Because that's what he did. He separated everybody who wasn't able to give and said, this is an easy miracle.
How is he separating them if we all locked inside the same place?
Because he said, those who can give this amount, they do it here in Hagerstown. Everybody giving $20 in this line, $50 in this line. It's showboating. What I give is between me and God. That ain't your business. It was a shakedown. Hello.
Amen.
It was a shakedown. You understand?
So let me just give my take on it. Honestly, at that point, locking the doors, he could have pulled the pistol out. And that would have been, because to tell, first off, he looked at everybody, he said, I need 20 from all of y'all. Everybody behind him clapping like, yes, Lord. Yeah, Lord. He said, and the people on stage.
How you don't know that shit wasn't the Holy Ghost?
Jesus,
hold on.
Jesus came down.
That was the calmest Holy Ghost I ever seen. If he called the Holy Ghost like that, he called a subtle ghost. Everybody I saw catch the ghost. Those niggas be breakdancing.
I'm telling you,
he was calm, but
I don't remember hearing
but what I'm saying, and I ain't gonna really go in it because I ain't a church person, you know what I mean, and I'm not even Christian, you know what I mean. But my grandfather, he was a traveling, you know what I mean, came up from Arkansas, so I had to go to church. My dad turned Muslim, you know what I mean, before I was born, but Sundays and over the weekends when we at her house, she go to church, we gotta go to church, you know what I mean. But you ain't gonna tell me how I'm telling you.
Damn church.
You ain't telling me how much I gotta give you. I don't give a fuck who you are. You could be Big U. You not telling me I gotta give you $20.
Listen, we ain't gonna start talking about Big U.
Big U gonna come up because I think it's some similarities. and we gonna touch on that a little bit later.
So now you trying to say Marvin Sapp was Debo?
Motherfucking right.
Yeah.
I mean,
you motherfucking right.
The ushers to lock the door.
Motherfucking right.
He turned the ushers into goons. Did you see it?
What you talking about? Did you watch it? That's like on Friday. You know what I mean? Debo had his music. When he riding a bike, he get up. He specifically asked the nigga what he want. That's extortion. Nigga, what you got on my 40? You know what I'm saying? He let them know, fuck everything else, nigga. How much you got on my 40?
Right. Well, I'll say this in his defense though. It does cost to keep the lights on.
40,000.
Nah, man, that's a church. They get tax write-offs. What are you talking about? What it cost them?
I mean, you still got the same utilities and existing.
All right. Well, we gonna
hold on.
However,
no, hell no, y'all. Cause y'all, I don't like how y'all being like.
It wasn't no baby war.
Let me lean forward.
No,
nigga, his church ain't big enough to cost him $40,000 for a day.
Was there any baby war in the corner?
It might have been.
God damn.
It might have been. What you know what I mean?
So
I don't know. That Diddy
or church, or was it?
I don't give a damn who church it is. How you need to make $40,000 in one day? Yeah. Fuck are you talking about? How much cost do it cost, nigga? $40,000, nigga. Yeah. $40,000 in one day. One day. Matter of fact, one sermon because they got an evening. They probably got an evening session.
Yeah, that was a hell of a number.
But that man told them
40,000.
He told them they was only gonna take that $40 and spend it at the restaurant after church. Again, abuse.
My thing is
because what you're telling them is that it's guilt. You're guilting them into giving what they don't want to give.
Why you keep using these words abuse?
It is. It is.
That's abuse?
Yes.
That's
it's
extortion.
Manipulation.
It's extortion.
That's extortion.
It's so many different things. Listen, did you watch the whole video though? Because when you give,
I did.
When you make a statement towards a person that is intended to invoke an emotional response, it's abuse. It's manipulation. He's manipulating a whole emotional being. They thinking that they not going to heaven if they don't contribute to tithing. Come on. He telling them they could buy a blessing. Come on. For people who knew the church.
Down by the river.
For people who knew the church, what about the person who really believed that? What about the person who maybe this is their first?
Okay, look, all jokes aside.
That would have been my last day at church.
Okay, but do you? Okay, but E, let's be serious. Do you really believe that if you didn't give of this 40,000 that you wasn't gonna be able to leave? Seriously?
He didn't ask one person for 40, but how do you know that you don't know where people coming from? They don't know what to expect. So when you're telling them, if they don't, what he said was, we're all leaving together.
Together, nigga.
We all leaving together.
That's what he said.
So what is the person led to believe? Oh my God. They're probably clutching the pearl.
Hey, Eric.
True.
That motherfucking collection plate would have came to me, I'd have had nothing for him.
Man.
They ain't never. I've seen seen plenty of collection plates come around. They ain't never say this a $20 collection plate. This a $1 collection. Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild.
Those giving 20 stand in this line. It ain't about the plate.
My family church ain't never was like that. We didn't even have my family church that they built from it. That shit's been around Sunnyside. I don't even think I remember a collection plate ever coming around. I feel like the first time that I ever seen one was with my step family in DC when I was like, oh shoot, they asking for money up in this joint. But I was still a kid, so you know kids don't get asked for money.
You could tell he was raised in church because he just didn't curse when he was talking about his curse. He said, oh shoot. You been saying shit fuck the whole time. He talking about my family church. Oh shoot, nigga. Oh shoot. Go ahead.
No, but look, I've never seen that ever in my life.
Okay.
Until then. And I was like, okay, motherfuckers do this. Okay, all right, that's how that shit go. But for somebody to say, I need $20 from you. You don't know these niggas from Adam or Eve. You should have just had a bouncer at the fucking door collecting money, motherfucking entry fees, actually.
But that's why I say it's extortion, because you gave a specific price. Pass around the collections. Like I said, I've been to church. I'm not Christian, but I've seen the collection plate go around 3-4 times. They just keep passing that bitch around. But they never said you got to put.
Yeah.
No, that's only because they think they might miss somebody. You know, people come in late.
I don't give a damn what time you come. How you gonna tell me I gotta put $20 in a plate? What if I don't got 20? I gotta catch the bus back home. I only got a 20.
Right. You don't even know people's situation. They just need a guide today.
No,
I got 20 in my pocket. I wanted some wings from the restaurant.
Like I say, in his defense,
he got paid $20.
In his defense, though, I am going to say this though. You know, some things can get misconstrued. See what I'm saying?
Hell no, man. Like, I don't give a damn. Y'all trying to say it because it's church, man. Like, I don't try to put it on nothing on, but let's say you was engaged, right? And your wife said the only way you gonna marry me, I'm gonna marry you if you give me $100,000.
Well, that's actually called a dowry,
but I'm saying the only way I'm gonna marry you today is to cash at me $100,000.
Well, the world is filled with
because it costs.
Those I know.
Wife costs. Love costs. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, nigga gonna be like, what? I didn't. The wedding, all we in line. You know what I mean? I'm about to walk down the motherfucking line. Now you telling me I gotta give you $100,000? I definitely want to know how that turned.
I definitely want to know how that turned out, though.
I'm just saying he crazy for even saying a price. Like everybody when they go to church, they know they supposed to pay some type of tithe.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I am Christian, so when I do go into the house of the Lord, I give what I can give. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I might have been one of them jokers that might have been higher than one of the pews.
Yeah, I ain't high.
I don't know, because I know that there is a difference. Tithing, that is a percentage of what you've made, and not your net income. It is your gross. And yes, I was a tither, and I don't care what the amount is. If it's $800, that's what it is. That's just what it is. That is that a tither. You gotta pay? That is what tithing is. Now, everything short of that is an offer or a gift. But other than that, tithing is a percentage. It ain't $5, and tithing ain't $20. So I understood where those values and figures were coming from. But you're not forcing people to tithe. Everything about religion or spirituality, especially when it comes to Christianity, has been about free will. Even when it comes to tithing, you know, that was always the thing when it came to your relationship with God. It's all free will. So for him to strong arm the amount, that was where it got crazy. Like, okay, we know tithing is not $20. We know that. But you're not going to make people, and this is not even your church.
My thing is I don't know. I was saying this earlier. When my older brother passed away, he was Muslim. a mosque that he never went to at all. Didn't know him from Adams or Eve. They paid everything. The only thing my family had to pay was $5 for the cleanup fee for the rest of his time being there, which is forever. I've never heard of a church ever doing that. Like making sure you got this, that. Yeah. And at the same time, Muslim is like, you don't buy a casket, they get buried wrapped in cloth. Like we had to wash my brother down, the whole spiel. I'm not even Muslim. And I still, because I'm his brother, I still had to do the wash down. Yeah. And my dad had to finish the wash down. Because that's just how their religion is. But just for the fact that these people didn't know us from Adam or Eve, and it seemed like the whole world came out. It was so many people at that mosque that people couldn't even fit in there. And just all they asked for was $5.
But you know, if you've ever been to Kingdom Hall, it's a beautiful experience. And they don't ask you for no money. Yeah. But there's a basket there. You see it, you recognize it, and you contribute at your own free will. It's not passed around. It is sitting at the door, outside of the sanctuary or whatever you want to call it, on a table for you to give as you're coming, as you're going, at your own leisure, free will, in private, not up front as a spectacle in front of a bunch of people. No, it's outside the room.
We'll dig this. Nobody ain't gonna keep me in no buildings if I can't give up no $1,000. I ain't none of that shit. So I ain't none of that. At the end of the day, we can talk about this shit too. Going in circles,
pull the strap out.
Listen, he gonna have to pull that shit.
Pull the strap out.
Show me, nigga. You better be shooting no blanks.
Yeah, Reverend would have had to come with more than the Holy Ghost.
So that was the point that I was gonna get in. So who was gonna pay the 20?
God damn, you gonna leave me for dead?
I guess he got you.
So who paying? That's what I want to know. Which one of y'all is paying for the? I'm in love with a stripper. Y'all paying the 20?
I'd wait it out.
Y'all paying the 20?
I'm trying to see what happens if I go.
Yeah, if I don't, if
I'm the one.
Not even if I try to leave out, I'm gonna sit in my seat until they start walking out.
You a boss?
Say what now?
You a boss? That's what I'm talking. Okay, speak on it then.
Absolutely not.
Speak on it.
So, all right. With that, what would you compare that to? Like I said, I compare it to extortion. That's just me.
Yeah, that's
like
that's
as somebody that's coming out the street. If I'm specifically telling you what you gotta, that's like bullying, extortion. Like I don't give a fuck if you got 1995. I need the whole dub, or it's a problem. We ain't opening the doors. I feel that's a form of extortion. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people might say it's different. And the reason I'm going into that, because like I said, I was just letting you know, we were just watching,
Big
for
U.
y'all that know, Big U. Big U was a Crip, 60s Crip, out California. Yeah. He just got indicted, you know what I mean? And they trying to tie Nipsey's murder into his indictment, but he was extorting people like Shaq. People like Draymond Green.
Well, you only could do that shit on the West Coast.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
You can't come on the East Coast with that shit.
Because East Coast ain't gangs. It ain't gangland.
And
you know what I mean?
Somebody brought to light to me that, don't you know how out here, even if you throw up the gang sign, they hitting y'all with a RICO. They don't do that in LA.
Yeah, they can't. They can't hit you with them. They can't hit you with a RICO for
with them. Some of them like people like Big U. Like, okay, you a big homie. If we know they've been shooting all week, we gonna come to you to see what we can do. And that's another big reason why they trying to get him, because they even gave him money. It wasn't just celebrities that he extorted.
The county, the feds,
feds and stuff gave him money, ensuring that their money was
going
to stop violence.
I don't respect bullies. I don't respect bullies. But I'm gonna say this to you. Anytime that you feel like you got to give somebody some money because you come into their city, I mean, to me, I mean that's just some hoe shit. Because I ain't giving you nothing. I'm gonna go wherever I want to go. But I mean, like teach his own. I mean,
yeah, I mean, but
they say Shaq paid his way too.
You got, I mean, but he gave money to his nonprofit. It ain't like he gave money to walk around. Shaq played for the LA Lakers. They can't touch him. Kobe didn't pay no motherfucking ties. You know how much money the Lakers got? They not touching nobody like that. That's just like robbing motherfucking Robert De Niro out LA.
Draymond Green and Shaq.
They donated to his
nonprofit.
His nonprofit.
They said they got scammed. They didn't say they didn't get.
He didn't run down on them like, give me this money or else.
And that's okay.
Because you in the NBA. Like, you got to think about it. The
I feel nothing but God.
Not including it. Don't worry about your money. The NBA going to protect their investment. If you play for the Los Angeles Lakers and you walking around, the Los Angeles is going to make sure you can walk around. Mm-hmm. They got an investment in that. You know what I mean?
I feel like, well, not even feel like, most of the people that they did extort was gangster rappers that talked about being this, being that. Like, okay, nigga, you got all the chains. It's either you pay me, or something might happen. So
what is Meek Mill's considered?
He's a gangster rapper.
He a Philadelphia.
Hold on,
he a Philadelphia.
He's a gangster rapper.
Yeah, but
his genre is gangster rap. His genre is gangster rap.
Yeah,
I don't know him personally to know what type of temperament that he actually has. But if the average white man or somebody not in the streets, they're going to look at it as gangster rap.
I understand.
Yeah, but it's not a temperament. It's the culture. You know what I mean? People keep saying, I don't give a fuck who you are in Philly. In LA, you not him. Mm-hmm. It's not. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are in LA. In Chicago, you not him. You know what I mean? Just like anything else. I don't give a fuck who you are in Philly. In DC, you not him, man. You come down there with that dumb shit, them youngins is going to put it on you, period. I don't give a fuck who you are. That's their neighborhood. You know what I mean? They don't extort people like that because most people that come to DC go down to see the monuments and all that. The difference between these rappers, they go to LA, they go to motherfucking Miami, they go to Chicago, and then they want to go prove that they can go to O Block. Because they rapping talking about I'm good everywhere. So if you go to O Block, yeah, you got to check in, nigga. I don't care who you are. You got to check in.
I seen a post that
so
said,
what's the difference between what Big U did and with Marvin Sapp?
That's what I said. I think it's the same thing. I think but we gonna go into you. Let me keep it to you, and then we gonna tie it back to that. Like I said, the reason we going into Big U
because Big U didn't say lock the doors,
but he did say lock the doors.
Because if you look at
he did say lock the doors.
Because if you look at some of the things that Big U said, Big U was saying
Big U ain't say a motherfucking thing.
Big U was saying if you didn't come here and you didn't check in, we taking your film cameras. We taking all that. He said that
to a production company.
Yeah, he said that.
You can't film in here.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. But
allegedly.
That's what I'm saying. None of that is on camera. None of this that. They said he said that. It's different. It's not recorded. No one has a recording him saying that. Because Big U, this is what I'm saying. Big U never shows up. Big U sends people.
No, he was there when he said it.
Yes, he was. I'm telling you.
No,
it's no facts.
It was on podcast. It was there that he said it to him. He was holding the camera allegedly, and the people were standing behind him, and he was saying, "If you don't check in, allegedly, we gonna take these cameras from you."
Yeah.
So what is that? Lock the doors, right?
Yeah. But I mean,
what's the difference?
But what I'm saying is, like,
lock your doors.
This is what I'm saying. Like, what do you expect from Big U? That's Big U.
Allegedly.
No. I'm talking about Big U went to prison for 20-something years for doing just that. Extort niggas. Allegedly, he got convicted.
He went to jail for.
It's not allegedly. He got convicted.
No.
Not allegedly.
That's what he went to jail for.
He went to jail for big boying niggas, strong arming niggas. Mm-hmm. And then he went to prison, stabbing niggas, knocking niggas out in prison. Not allegedly.
So Marvin Sapp go to jail.
I'm just saying, this is what he do. Then he comes out and says he's a new man. he's doing this and doing this. Not saying he is allegedly that he doing all that, but what I'm saying is that's him. But for you to be a preacher and take that same stance is what I'm saying. Why he ain't getting treated like the big U's. Big U never walked up on nobody with no thing and said with a pistol, give it up.
Marvel Sapp
Yeah, the little homie.
He said lock the doors. That's the extortion. That means, nigga, you can't leave.
Lock the door.
If I came up on
It's
your
a
block
go.
and I had a whole bunch of youngins with me and I said, listen, man, this block ain't jumping right now. I don't see no fiends out here. I'm used to making 100,000. Everybody surround this block with pistols. Ain't nobody leaving until I make my 100,000.
But realistically, depending on where this even took place, you don't even have to lock the door. All you got to do is stand in front of it and block a person's ability to leave. And
True.
it's still considered
That's
holding
true.
a person
Yeah, that's true.
hostage.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So we're really right,
That's true.
and that's where the problem really became the problem.
Okay.
He could have put a number on it. He could have continued to showboat. He could have continued to abuse the people.
Why you look at me like that? Why you look at me like that when you say abuse? What's all
He
that
could have
about,
yelled
though?
hootie hoo.
Good God Almighty, what was all that about, though?
He could have did all of that.
Damn,
But
you
the-
emphasize that thing.
But the problem became the issue. Yes, when he ordered them to obstruct people's ability to leave, whether they closed it, locked it, blocked it.
There's a big shot that obstruct for lock the door.
Blocked it. He didn't lock the door. These people watching know what obstruct mean. I hope.
Man, look.
Look it up. Everybody they got Siri. Ask Siri.
They gonna say obstruct. Them niggas gonna play laws. They gonna spell it wrong. They ain't gonna get the answer. You know what I mean? I had the syllable out too, folks. You know what I mean? I ain't acting like I'm better than you. Obstruct. Obstruct, nigga. I gotta use my obstruct, nigga.
Hey y'all, and I will say this for the people that don't know Big U or what's going on with their RICO case. He got a couple of artists or whatever, and one of the artists was on several podcasts talking about a couple of times that they extorted people, and one of them, Loose Cannon, mentioned a time when they
Allegedly.
He said it.
He said they did it.
He said they actually.
He said we gripped them up. Yeah, he said it.
He said we seen Meek Mill at the club. I grabbed him up, told him you not going nowhere until we get our money. He called Rick Ross, and we had that money. No, Rick Ross didn't wire the money. He didn't have them go to the bank the next day. He said they was paid in cash that day.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he said
However
that.
long it took.
But he also
$50K.
the same motherfucker.
Way more
The same motherfucker also said that they was there when PNB Rock got killed.
Oh,
So
he
let
was the same person?
me ask a question.
Same one.
Loose Cannon?
Let me ask a question.
Same one.
Hold on.
Said we was there.
Let me ask a
My
question.
bad, I ain't-
If somebody said to you right now that you couldn't come in, that you couldn't leave about this building right now unless you paid them, unless you paid them, on Big U's case, unless you
Okay.
checked in, you can't leave up out of here because you didn't check in. So you got to stay here and you got to get the okay before you can leave.
What? Hold on, Erica. What's the circumstances?
It ain't what I'm
Is
saying.
it just one nigga telling you, or is it 20 niggas standing around you and it's one nigga telling you?
Allegedly, it was 20. It was 20.
All I'm saying is
was
everything is hypothetical. All we know is what we seen. We seen with Marvin Sapp. So no one knows if somebody actually locked the door. Nobody know if, you know what I mean? All they know is the nigga on said that. There's no footage of nothing happening, so it's only hypothetical. But like I said, when you know it's a motherfucker
So if I hypothetically say that you told me that I can't leave about the Big Chuck's podcast right now,
I already told you what I would have did with Marvin Sapp would have told me. I would have stayed around because I don't see him as a threat to me. He's not a threat to me, so it don't. But what I'm saying, if a nigga that I know is a threat make that same thing, I'ma listen. Marvin Sapp's not a threat to me. So if he told me to stick, like I said, I'm gonna stick around and I'm plotting. Let me see if it's really 40,000 in this motherfucker. That's what I'm gonna stick around for. I got a criminal mind. Let me really see.
Little 20.
Let me see if they really gonna give this 40,000.
It wasn't even that he was dependent on the 40,000 from everybody in there. He told the people online.
Yeah. Give me 20. Give me 20. Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying. So somebody like that, it depends. Logged out. It depends who it's coming from. But what I'm saying is, if we like, and this is what I hear a lot in the world. That wasn't fair. Fair don't exist in this motherfucking world. Fuck is you talking about? If you a grown man talking about, or you know what I mean, or a grown woman, that's not fair. Take your ass in the house. Ain't nothing fair. Yeah. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Fair. You know what I mean? Fair is not gonna make it even. Either you know what I mean, you gonna get it or you don't get it. It's not fair. You know what I mean?
Can we broadcast that wine one more time? What was that wine called?
I don't know. It's in the cooler.
Make sure we promote that wine.
Yeah.
Hold on, they ain't not paying for the big chuck.
Yeah, we'll do it next week. Yeah, we'll do it next week.
They not paying for the big chuck pack.
Yeah.
Oh, they ain't paying the bar?
Hold on.
No.
If you want to,
you was in the nigga store with me. What you mean?
But I'm gonna say this right now. I don't even when I go live on Twitch and they see in my face, they don't know what the hell I'm drinking. They just see a red cup and tell them niggas send me that check. Then I'm being there. Yeah, tequila.
It's all
through.
It's all extortion when it come to anything. You know what I mean? But like I said, it to me it depends who's saying it. It's some motherfuckers that you gonna take. Yeah, you gonna take him serious. Yeah, because it's some niggas don't. If he catch you at the wrong time, he don't even need a gun. That's what type of. It's some niggas out there don't even need no motherfucking gun. No, he walk up on you and you pent somewhere and you short and that nigga say run it, you gonna have to run it. You know what I mean? And I mean some niggas is gonna give it up for that. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, extortion comes from anything, but I'm just saying it's on the. When it comes to the camera, it's the same thing because he's saying as a church, and he's supposed to be the leader of the church, lock the door till I get my 40. That could be intimidating to a motherfucker. Like, shit, we need to get this nigga his 40.
It might be some motherfuckers in there like, damn.
Yeah, we gotta get it. He not playing.
It might be some niggas like us, like, Marvin got me fucked up.
But Marvin Sapp might be a real killer. We don't know that.
Oh, we can't leave until we get this up.
Yeah, Marvin Sapp might have been a real killer. He got a brother named Juju that was a real killer. And they know that nigga Juju just got out. Nigga, we don't know. Juju just got out.
Crazy because Juju.
The average nigga don't just get raised and be a preacher.
Marvin Sapp might be a preacher, but Michael Sapp
is a whole
hello. Michael Sapp about to give it up. Okay, Mike got the Mac.
Mike. Soon as he said it, Mike said it, nigga. He ain't playing. Lock the door, nigga. Yeah. Mike back there, he want all the drama. That
Mike like, y'all
he got a Carhartt. He got a Carhartt motherfucker 3-piece suit on, nigga. Like, damn, hey, nigga got a Carhartt suit on, motherfucker. Right, lock the door, nigga. I'm about all that work. We down south. Lock it, nigga. You know what I mean? You don't know. That's why I be saying everybody. Because he a church motherfucker. They be like.
I guess I'm just trying to leave some hope for Big U, man. Because I don't believe everything that they say about everybody.
Nah.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to leave some
hope. Big U got hope. The only thing that's gonna be that Big U's downfall is if all them other niggas snitch on him to get out. Because like I said, his reputation speak for itself. That's what's gonna be big. They don't give a fuck about Brick Baby. None of them.
I ain't saying about how Chuck pressed me outside.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. You know what I mean? Here you go. And then hold on, let me just bring up this nigga. I don't like that nigga Whack 100, bro.
Man, fuck.
Cause Whack always that nigga always in the middle of some shit, bro.
Man, I don't know.
And then a lot of people be getting chipped fucking with this nigga, man.
But no disrespect to the women enough, man.
No, shit, they know I curse, man. That nigga Whack, man.
His daddy dick,
Whack is a motherfucker, man. That nigga always got his name in some shit, bro. Like he swear he the hardest nigga in the world. Like when I was in like
using the N-word.
But what I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. Like if we look up facts, nigga, you was a blood when you was in the county. You was riding with you. Tell the people that. Nigga, you a blood. You a Pyru. When you was in prison,
yeah, but I ain't getting
you. I'm just saying you was punishing them, and you was a Crip.
All I'm saying is, man, Yeah,
Niggas a nut. And now he out, man.
I'm not with stepping on another man's neck, man, in order to get ahead, man. And I feel like that's what whack do. Whack steps on people's necks, man, in order to get ahead, man.
So did that nigga Stephen A. Let's talk about that nigga. Talking about he gonna fuck up LeBron.
Hey,
he can't beat LeBron, man. Stop that. Did y'all see the video when that nigga was throwing that 2-piece?
With that biscuit?
No, he was punching. That nigga was doing a boxing training. Look at that shit up on your phone.
Stephen A. was throwing some jazz.
Yeah.
Man, look at that shit.
It was an old video they brought back up.
Man, look at that shit.
After he made the comment saying if LeBron would have did something,
he was gonna steal him. Look at that shit.
Then LeBron posted the video.
Look at that shit, my
video.
Yeah.
And then he posted.
Look at that. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Young Dolph and his cousin laughing. It was like a random snippet of Young Dolph and his cousin laughing. But he posted Stephen A's video first.
Okay, but once that man came into the NBA though, he's no longer a child. He's a grown ass man. So who is Bron just because they playing on the same team? For
Stephen A. He's a commentator. He's a what you want to call it, a journalist of sports. Right. That's their job. That's like getting mad at a comedian for making a joke.
Come on, man.
Well, Will did smack.
And he was dead wrong. Will was dead wrong. Hey, yeah. Will. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You was wrong, nigga.
Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Look at that shit. What's that? Punching nobody doing that shit. Bro. Stop that shit.
What the fuck was that?
Look at this nigga punch. Look at this shit. Get the fuck out of here, Steven. You ain't stealing nobody.
What swing like that?
That's what I was saying. That's his boxing training, man. Stop that. That was. And he said he was gonna steal them all the break. Stop that, bro. Stop.
Hey, listen,
that.
I'm gonna say this. Once that man came into the NBA, man, he's no longer a child.
Nope.
He's a grown ass man.
That wasn't it.
And then for Stephen A. to even have somebody record that bullshit like that, man.
He recorded it. What you mean? That was him working out. He recorded that. He put that on social media, man.
He ought to be ashamed.
You know what I mean?
Listen.
Did you see that? But he said if LeBron
my 6-year-old son stance is better than that.
You see the punch?
My 6-year-old son.
He had a white beater on and sweatpants.
Did you see his knees?
And I'm not trying to be funny, man. But like I said, this internet shit got people believing shit. Like, Stephen A. is good at talking shit about motherfuckers on sports that he ain't never excelled at. You know what I mean? With LeBron, it's going to be, people going to say what they say. Just because he in the NBA don't mean he not a father. At the end of the day, like, you got to understand.
So you would have stood up for your son and you would have did that in the middle of the basketball game?
Yeah, because this is the thing I'm saying. I'm gonna tell you why. This what y'all forget.
Nah, man.
All right, but that's what I'm saying.
Nah, man.
You a father, right?
Yeah, I'm a father.
His son almost died the year before.
Whose son?
LeBron's. He fainted at USC.
Okay.
And then made it to the league, and then you call him a bum.
So he made it.
But I'll be sensitive.
So he's a success story.
And then you as a motherfucker that never made it is calling my son a bum on your shit.
He made it.
But Stephen A. made it.
No, he never made it to the league.
Not in the league.
He didn't have to make it to the league. He made it though. He's a
part of the league.
He's successful.
He never made it to the league.
What you mean?
Because he don't got the same credentials that he's critiquing.
That makes him less than?
Yes, nigga.
He's making more money than some of the dudes that's playing in the NBA.
He not making more than LeBron.
Than LeBron, but what about the ones that's playing that's coming on the bench behind LeBron?
Okay, but what I'm saying is, what you saying? So, cause you got money, you can say what the fuck you want.
Hold on.
Hold on. Let me figure it out. So you a sports commentator. You can say what the fuck you want about anybody. Hold on.
So because LeBron James is LeBron James,
yes,
he can say whatever he want to say.
Yes, because he played it. This is what I'm telling you. Because he played. Can I answer you?
Sure.
He played at a high level in the NBA. So he could critique, he could call a nigga a bum in the NBA. If you never made the NBA, how can you call a nigga that made the NBA a bum? You wasn't good enough to make it. So that means if I'm a bum, you're less than me, man. That's just how if we talking about sports, if you're a sports commentator and you say you're a bum because you made it to the league on your father's name, but you never made it. So how the fuck you gonna talk about me? You below me. If we talking about standards, you wasn't even good in college. You didn't excel in college. So how the fuck can you fix your mouth and call me a bum when I excelled in college and I'm in the pros?
So, but Bronny wasn't he supposed to come about? He's supposed to went to the D League.
Right? Don't matter, but he went.
So hold on.
He wasn't even supposed to graduate out of high school,
but he went.
So
he went. That sounds like hating to me.
So you was cool.
Rodman shouldn't have made the league.
So you was cool.
Shit,
he was terrible in college.
Hold on. So you was cool. I did hear that though. I don't watch.
I watched what he was terrible.
And became the number one defensive
rebounder,
and
in the NBA.
Okay.
So did Ben Wallace. Y'all forget about him.
So one thing.
Why he didn't get that white jacket? All right.
So can I say
Ben Wallace did the same thing. They got quiet. You know, I know my sport.
I'm still trying to talk.
Go ahead.
So I'm trying to say,
because I was great.
Will Smith had every reason and right to smack the shit out of Chris Rock for a joke.
Yeah, you say yeah?
Yeah.
I'm a comedian. If I say something y'all don't like, fuck you.
Right.
Word to it.
Oh, whoa. Can you speak on that?
Who, me?
No, I don't agree. I don't agree at all. I think that was a tender dick move.
Thank you.
Okay, very much so.
He ain't smack August.
I feel like
speak on it.
I feel like people they
Picking
pick and choose. Hello, they pick and choose. They know who to fuck with.
Scared to say you're a soldier in a water fight.
Who's unfuckwittable? Okay, so
Will Smith would have smacked me,
somebody else,
and I could have been sitting in the audience.
I don't know. The bottom line is we're not even gonna say whether or not he would have did it had it would have been somebody else. The bottom line is, given the entire situation, it wasn't the time, it wasn't the place, it wasn't the situation, it didn't warrant it. He didn't feel threatened. Jada didn't feel embarrassed.
That's what she said.
Hold on a second.
That's what she said.
Hold on a second. Let me tell you something.
She evil motherfucker. Auntie, you evil as shit.
She looked right at him.
I ain't even tried to say nothing this whole time, y'all.
Oh, my bad.
I'm just saying. But I am saying, ain't no female who talk about her whole sex life and make it public to the world. Her whole marriage was on public spectacle. She was not embarrassed because the man said she looked like G.I. Jane. Okay? Her little bald head was what it was. And if she felt that sensitive about it, then the bitch should put on a wig. So at the end of the day, Will is too big of an icon to have lowered himself to the behavior that he fell into over the pressure that he felt because he was already insecure over their own personal issues, not because of the joke that was made. So he was wrong. He was wrong.
He's wrong. It's two left shoes.
Okay.
Y'all can say y'all can. I don't think that nigga was wrong.
You don't think he was wrong?
Fuck no, I don't think he was wrong.
He was dead wrong.
I don't think y'all can say he did.
And I pray a nigga come on the stage and try to tell.
Listen,
when I tell you about that one subject we had about the Hagerstown video, I said, man, I was getting a lot of hate messages over that before we even did the podcast. Because I made a comment about it on Facebook, which I didn't really say nothing. I said, oh, y'all kids wilding on this hood's dangerous neighborhoods or whatever, Hagerstown version. Y'all kids is wilding. And so all they parents and cousins and family members jumped on there. I don't know why they on there acting like this. I never said nothing bad. I usually comment with everybody that comment under my posts just for monetization situations.
Right.
But I ain't even say nothing then. But everybody hated me. I had niggas gunning out for me.
But
and I told Unc before he said, yeah, we going to be talking about that Hagerstown joint. I'm like, damn, they going to hate me even more. And I'm live on my phone as we doing that subject. And a nigga jumped on a fake page and said, nigga, you clout chasing. I'm like, damn. And that's probably the same nigga that said he don't like me.
Yeah, but I mean that's.
I don't care. Still,
but that's
I never said nothing bad.
You gotta understand that's the world we live in when you dealing with these computers. Cause that nigga that probably said that nigga might have 1 arm and 10 feet, nigga. The nigga's a nut. You know what I mean? But you can be whatever you want behind this what's it called? And what I'm saying is like. The reason I say Will, I don't think Will was wrong because Will did what he did. He stood on what he stood. You can't tell a nigga mad. You can't tell a man he wrong when he did what he did. Like at the end of the time, like I'm a comedian. I crack jokes all the time. But if I say something and you get offended and you react, how the fuck I'm gonna say you wrong? Nigga, I knew what I was saying was trying to offend her. He knew what he was saying was gonna get something out of her. That's why he said it. You know how many people was at the Emmys? And like, just to answer you, he didn't go after August Alsina because he wasn't at the Emmys, nigga. He didn't make it to the Emmys. You don't know what he did to August in his house.
Worldwide.
But you don't know what he did.
Nigga in China right now that
but what I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. You don't know, but you don't know what he did to August in his house. You don't know if he sent somebody to punish August. You don't know. We don't know that because he didn't. But I'm saying it was on the Emmys. But emotions. You know what I mean? Today, I might not be mad at you for saying something about my wife. But tomorrow I am.
But we're responsible to control our emotions.
And you responsible to not say nothing about my wife,
you
too.
can't be serious.
I'm going to feel a little
serious
bit.
as a heart attack, man.
I'm going to feel a little.
The whole Constitution says freedom of speech. Are you kidding me?
Okay, well.
Freedom of speech is the thing.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
The bottom line is,
first off, I wouldn't even have been there with that bitch.
You don't get to
I wouldn't have already
how
been
another
there with
person
that bitch.
respond. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, we're not taking into account Will is not a nobody. It's not like Will is
Chris ain't a nobody.
This is neither one of them are. That's why it was wrong. Because we're not talking about little nobodies that don't listen. Both of these men are influential figures. So Will is an icon. He's a role model. He is a public figure.
So he can't be human?
He can be responsible. He can be mature. He can have self-control.
And be perfect.
No, I'm not saying that. Will know he was wrong. Hence why he put out an apology.
Okay, but at the same, but he still smacked him. It don't matter
Yeah,
in the
that
in
don't
the moment.
unsmack a nigga.
Where do you think the word accountability
unsmack
came
a
from?
nigga.
Accountability came from being wrong and saying, you know
Thank
what?
you.
I shouldn't have did that.
So you saying he was wrong for smacking him? He didn't feel he was wrong. That's why he smacked him. His accountability, he took accountability after. Now my thing was if he would have smacked him and then made up excuses. Well, the motherfucker, that nigga came like, yeah, I was wrong. I smacked the nigga. Okay, so he took accountability. So that's why I don't think he's wrong, because sometimes you can't play with a motherfucker not playing.
Okay.
Like if you play with a motherfucker when he not playing, yeah, I'm supposed to be mature, like, you know what I mean? And you go do what you gotta do, then I deal with the consequences afterwards. But at that time, I wasn't wrong because you attacking my wife. She feeling uncomfortable. You might not feel she not feeling uncomfortable. He's sitting next to her.
He know her.
He know that she feeling uncomfortable, so he protects her honor.
So why then couldn't he have very easily, they were so close up front that Will could have very easily said,
hold on. Y'all watched it. Y'all watched it, right? When he first started talking, that nigga said, keep my wife's name out your mouth.
That's a lie. When it first started, Will was...
No, I know.
Until he turned around and said, look,
but did
keep my wife's name.
Exactly. So that's the warning. Ain't that the warning? Is that the warning though? When he looked at his wife and seen she wasn't laughing, that nigga said, keep my wife's name out your mouth. What did he do? Said something about his wife and got smacked.
Who's taking a person serious that I'm staring you in the face? You go, ha.
And then you found out he wasn't serious.
Out your mouth.
But then when he smacked him, he knew he was serious.
That's crazy.
That's when he got him.
Honestly, I'm sorry. I'll feel a little bit more on Will's side if I found out that him and August ran that fade. But until then, I wouldn't even have been at the Grammy sitting next to her.
You just heard what she said. He's a somebody. Why you got to explain to you if he fought August Alsina? August Alsina lived in his house. Fuck is you talking about? He didn't live with August Alsina. August lived with him.
Yeah, that makes it worse.
He could have went home and smacked. Exactly. He could have went home and smacked him up. And he might have beat on Jada too, nigga. He just didn't say. We don't know what happened when the cameras is off. It's what I'm saying. So everybody do hypotheticals, but blah, 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 blah. He wasn't playing. You caught a nigga at the wrong time. So big. We all been there. Like, I've done shit and be like, damn, when I get caught, I'm in jail. Like, fuck it. Babe, go ahead, get the... I need bail money, you know what I mean? Because I spazzed out at that time. Nigga, I was mad when they was playing with me. Like, I knew I was wrong, but now I got to take the accountability.
But just because, right, so just because you feel like you were justified in the moment for doing something doesn't make it right.
It don't make it right.
You can look back on it and say it was wrong, it's wrong.
It
wasn't right at the time. It became wrong or wrong then and right now. No, it was just wrong. And you are able to self-reflect enough to be able to acknowledge
that I was wrong at that time. I lost my control, but it wasn't wrong. No,
at this time or that time.
No, it wasn't wrong.
Separating the time frame. They're just saying collectively the situation wasn't right.
But I'm saying the reason it's wrong is because of the law. The law states that it's wrong. If it was gladiator rules, that's not wrong. The nigga wouldn't have said, if you not strong enough to keep me off you, you ain't gonna say nothing about my wife. It was old school gladiator rules. You wouldn't have been mad enough to say that.
Let me ask you
so the rules change because, like I said, murder is.
Okay.
Hold on.
Do you think Will would have did that to 50? You think Will would have smacked 50 like that? Because Will
he might have.
50 a petty nigga and he think he funny. But do you think Will would have walked up and smacked 50?
We don't know. I think he might have.
I don't think
niggas
so.
I think he might have. He wouldn't have.
Will from the Wild West was not about to walk up and smack 50 like that.
So what I hear it's hypothetical, but 50 didn't say that.
50 did.
The point
is, 50 was smart enough to not say nothing to him because he know he was feeling sensitive. So is 50 a bitch for not saying nothing about it?
Everybody was talking about it here.
Afterwards.
No, people was talking about the whole scandals.
They was talking about the scandal about how she put him on his show and said about the entanglement. That's what they was talking about. But that was his wife interviewing him. He got to deal with that. He went home. He got to go home and deal with that wife that put him out there. What that got to do with 50 Cent, August Alsina, and Chris? Nothing. That's a house thing. My wife asked me these questions. We was talking. So if you want to interject on it, okay, you gotta deal with it. Look, if I'm not playing, I'm not playing. It don't matter who it is, because like people say, murder is murder, right? Right or wrong? It's murder, and murder is wrong, right? Murder is wrong on all phases. But if somebody rape my daughter, I'm killing them, and I'm on record. Rape my daughter, I'm killing you.
That's why they
guarantee
call it murder. They end up calling it.
No, they gonna call it murder because it's not a crime of passion because crime of passion is me and you as lovers having something
of emotion or something.
No, you still going to jail. You're still going to jail.
No,
you're still going to jail.
The dude, it was like
you're still going to jail.
Something. He
still going to jail.
He shot the dude that I guess raped his daughter.
Still going to jail, nigga.
The dude he got sentenced.
Still going to jail.
He murdered that
anybody
right
tell you that. You're still going to jail.
Murder.
The only way you can beat it is if you're there. If you're standing there when he's assaulting your daughter. If you come and kill him, you're going to jail.
There's no self-defense law in Maryland. I heard of
you're going to jail.
Old lady hitting a robber with a bat and then he was able to sue her.
But that's what I'm saying. So when I say the law, if we going by the law was right or wrong, okay. But at the same time, there's certain things that people stand on, and people know that he don't play about Jada. He feel like he's a sucker for Jada. Y'all don't want to admit it. He don't want to admit it. He feels that nigga mad because she still love Tupac. He not gangster enough for him. She wanna marry and fuck a nigga that been dead for a long time. Will ain't never gonna be able to living up with Tupac, and he got to go home to that. That's what. But I'm just saying. So he love her. So you don't know what he going through. Like everybody looking at that's Will Smith, but that nigga going through some mental problems.
That's
the woman he loves somebody else.
Right,
every
and that's
woman in
between
the world want him
and her, not between him, her, and Chris. He took his whole emotional baggage out on Chris. So that's what made it wrong.
You ain't heard Chris on the Emmy say nothing about Jada since.
He want to show her that he was the king.
I'm Tupac.
Right.
I'm gangster too.
Cause I'm a switch it around for y'all that was saying that. Chris Rock witness said that if Jada married Tupac and Tupac was in that front row.
Oh, so he had to prove something.
I bet you Chris Rock witness said that joke if Tupac was sitting there in that wheel. Let's say that.
I bet he would have.
Fuck out of here.
But Jada wouldn't have fucked August Alsina if she was.
And we ain't worried about that. He didn't say fuck. He said she bald headed. He didn't say nothing about fucking nobody.
Oh, okay.
And if Tupac was her husband was sitting right there, he wouldn't have said it. Because I'm just saying, like y'all said, he wouldn't smack 50. If Tupac was married to Jada and she had a bald head, he wouldn't have not made that joke, nigga.
But I said
guarantee he wouldn't have made that joke.
Did that if it was Tupac. So Tupac would have already not been.
She got an alopecia. Her hair would have been bald.
No, I'm saying she wouldn't have fucked that other man.
He didn't make a joke about that though.
I know, but I'm just bringing it all back into perspective.
You don't know. I mean, she'd have been with Tupac for 20 years. She tired of his dick too.
Right.
Fuck. It don't mean she not gonna cheat on Pop. She just ain't gonna take it to the. Will not a gangster. She not gonna take it to that level. Will he not no street nigga. He don't got no. That's not him. But you see, he turned it. So I bet you if you was married to Will and you ain't think he would do that, he got up and smack a motherfucker. I bet you got some pussy when he came home, huh? She want to smile. Here he got some pussy. Yeah, Will. I ain't think you had it in, nigga. You ain't had put a bandana on that nigga. Cut that nigga there. Yeah. They would have put a bandana on that nigga and gave that nigga some pussy. You know what I mean? So like I said, women got they got same thing with men. They got their vices. When a nigga snap, he snap. You can say he picked his, but Will's not a gangster, so you say he pick and choose. Why the fuck would he go after a gangster when he not a gangster? He not in that lane. You gonna put him against a known gangster when Will ain't never said he was a gangster.
But I think he picked when he slapped Chris though.
Okay.
Yeah,
so, but that's what
I think he definitely picked when he slapped.
We was having a talk off camera when you was talking. We was talking about prisons. A small nigga gonna play with you? Thank you. You gonna smack him, right? You gonna do something to him? You gonna let him fuck your name up on the yard? That's my point. So he ain't on camera, but like I said, it don't matter about the size. Nigga, it's my name, right? All right.
You know what
All right.
But I ain't gonna do nothing to him though.
It don't matter. Something gonna happen to
He
him.
said, I ain't gonna do nothing.
All right, like I said, you gonna be able to come next Thursday?
Same time.
Same time 9. We started at 9. You gonna be able to come next Thursday?
Yeah.
He done got up. His legs must have started hurting and shit.
You already know what to get Thursday.
You know what I mean? So next Thursday we gonna come back. You know what I mean? We gonna have something. If you got something you want to talk about, because I think this went good. I ain't even write shit down. He said what he said. That Marvin, I'm gonna fuck with that Marvin Sapp shit. I'm gonna go watch that shit again when I go home. Marvin Sapp, nigga,
He was gangster.
Jeez, that's crazy.
That
man.
was gangster.
Like I
if I
said,
ever
we'll
seen
see y'all
it.
next Thursday. I'm gonna have this shit chopped up and out there to y'all. See y'all next Thursday. If you like this show, mash the like button. See y'all next week.
Hold on. And if you feel like Marvin Sapp wasn't anything near what Big U had going on, go ahead and let Uncle Chuck know in the comments, man. That we want to hear your take too.
All right. Marvin Sapp, you should send the feds your way, nigga.